Hey y'all, I'm back with another book review. So just finished Six of Crows. This was given to me as a birthday present 2 years ago from my best friend. And she was like, Tina, you need to read it. It's so amazing. You're gonna love it. And I was just like, I know I have to read it, but like I had so many books on like my list that I was just like, I'll get to it eventually. And then I was like, why in the heck did I wait so long? I should have just been like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna read it right now. It is brilliant. I totally loved it. The fact that you have these hardened criminals that you get to see into their minds and see that they are people. Like each one of them has chosen their path at a certain point. At a certain point, they chose their path. Like they had life thrust upon them, and then they chose how they were gonna react. They chose not to like be victims. They chose to all be conquerors. All of them did. And I just thought it was so brilliant that all of them chose to be like these they were incredible people of just taking what they had and made the best of it, and they were all like the best of their field, and I loved it. It was so brilliant, and I can't actually wait for the next one, which is The Crooked Kingdom, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the next one I'm gonna read for sure. It was different than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be more like I don't know, I'm really into like they're kind of like princesses or whatever, and like then they become queens or stuff like that, like Cinder, or like or even like Harry Potter, where he's like the most important person. And I was just like a little taken aback that these were all like super criminals and super like hard people. None of them were like really queens or princesses or royalty, and I just was like, oh my gosh, they're just common people that took their situations and made it the best that they could and found ways to just become better people. Not better people necessarily, because they're kind of criminals and killed lots of people during the book, but just made themselves better and made themselves like the best that they could in the situation. Definitely thought it was so brilliant. You should definitely read it. It's not like I loved the play. Like it would sometimes curse, and I was just like, oh, like it was like okay. It wasn't like really bad like Stephen King. It's like every other word's a cuss word, but like this was just like, oh, cool, like just like slight. And I wasn't like over the top, because sometimes cussing can be over the top, and I'm like, okay, like is that really necessary to say the F word like 10 times in a row? What does it even mean anymore? But it was so brilliant, and just like the touch of just like the language and touch of everything was just like, okay, it's not like bad, it's not like evil, it doesn't have like too bad of like stuff. Of course they're criminals, so it's kind of, they're criminals, but they are still like people that are people. Like they have lives. They are these people that care about other people. They are people that are fighting for a cause. Like each one of them fights for their own cause, but they all had their cause. Like the gambler had his parents' farm. The leader had the girl that he loved. The one that was in jail, he turned out also had another girl he loved, and it wasn't really his nation, and stuff like that. It was just brilliant to see each one of them had the thing that they really loved. Anyway, so definitely read it. Definitely brilliant. Can't wait to read the next one. I hope you all enjoyed this review, and you all have a great day.